good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Patricia Musomba, and welcome to the ACTT course. Welcome to this webinar where we'll be taking you through the orientation. We will take you through how to access course materials, an overview of the course, how to attend webinars, and also how to join the WhatsApp group that we've created for this course. So those are some of the things that we'll be covering today. I am one of the lead facilitators for this course. Some of the other facilitators could not be here today because of some internet connectivity issues that are being faced in Kenya. So let's begin. So we'll start with an overview of the course. So this particular course is Advanced Cybersecurity Training for Teachers, and it is an advanced course that is based on the basic one, which was Cybersecurity Training for Teachers. That particular course introduced participants to cybersecurity, while the Advanced Cybersecurity course kind of includes more advanced knowledge about cybersecurity for teachers. But it is a standalone course. It is a course that you can do even when you have not done the basic CTT course. This course is divided into 4 weeks and will be running from today, which is yesterday, which was 24th June to 19th July 2024. So that is 4 different modules that you will cover during each week of the course. So the 4 weekly modules we'll start with Advanced Cyber Attacks, which is the course module that you are doing currently. And then we'll move on to Data Security. And after that, we will go to Advanced Personal and Host Security. And on the fourth week, we will cover Cybersecurity Concerns in Emerging Technologies. So those are some of the things that you will be learning during this course. To be able to access the course content, the weekly course content, all you have to do is log in to MOOC for Dev. This is the course URL that you use to log in. So once you log into MOOC for Dev, you will be able to go to courses and you will see the upcoming courses, and you'll see Advanced Cybersecurity right here. And when you click on that, you'll be able to access the course. So once you click on access the course, you'll be taken to their course website, which includes all the course materials that will be published during each week of the course. So currently we have week 0, which is an introduction on how to use the MOOC platform, which we're also going to cover in this particular orientation webinar. But should you want a quick rundown on how to use MOOC, you can click on the first video here, and it will provide you with a brief walkthrough of how to use the MOOC platform. So under week 0, we have these resources that help you navigate throughout the entire ACTT4 course. So you have the links to the WhatsApp group as well as how to earn a certificate during the course. But these are things that we'll go through as we proceed with the orientation. So as you can see, once you click on course home, you'll be able to see the different weekly content. So each week will be published separately. And so at the end of this week, we'll be publishing the content for week 2, and week 3 content will be published towards the end of next week, and week 4 towards the end of the 3rd week. So each week you will have new content that you can learn through. So for week 1, as you can see, we have 6 lectures. So we have a welcome to week 1, which gives an overview of the entire week and all the activities that you'll be required to do. And then you'll go through the different course materials. For example, when you click on welcome to week 1, you'll see that this particular lecture does not have a video, but you can download download the content for Welcome to Week 1 by clicking on the PDF icon right here, the one that I'm pointing on. When you click onto that, it will open a document that describes all the activities for this particular week. And from this particular tab, you can be able to download this resource onto your device for future reference as well. So once you can come back, you can go back to all the other course materials. And after Welcome to Week 1, as you can see, you have attack vectors right here. And this particular lecture has a video, and you can click on this play button right here to play the video. And once you do that, you can be able to adjust. You can be able to adjust the settings for this particular video. For example, you can enable closed captions. This is particularly important because previously we received some complaints about participants not being able to understand everything their instructor is saying. And this is especially because of different accents that the facilitators have. And so by clicking on closed captions, you can be able to get captions generated for this particular video, and you can follow along. You can also change the playback speed to make it slower or even faster if you feel like the instructor is speaking very slowly, or they're speaking very fast and you would want them to slow down a little bit. You can also change the quality of the video depending on your internet connectivity. We recommend having the auto setting, because it will change the quality depending on your internet connectivity, and you'll be able to listen to the video even on low internet speeds. So those are things that you can be able to do to access, to listen to all the lectures that have videos in the course. Every lecture as well contains accompanying materials, and these are write-ups, a transcript of the video, which describes literally everything that has been spoken about in the video. So when you click on this document icon right here, you will see a write-up of the lecture itself, which is an in-depth description of the things that are taught during in the video itself. And then we have the transcript, which shows word-by-word play of what the instructor is saying. And lastly, we have presentation slides that give a brief and visual representation of the content that is covered in that particular lecture. So for all these, you can click on each of these video PDFs, and it will open a document that you can download onto your device. So for example, if you click on attack vectors right here, you can see that it opens up there. It opens up the entire write-up for the attack vectors lecture, and you can click right here to be able to download it. This is the same for when you're accessing this course on your mobile device as well. You'll be able to download all these course files onto your devices. So that is how we access course content, and that is how we download course content as well. So other than the different lectures in the course, we also have quizzes. So once you're done with all these lectures, you'll be able to attempt this quiz, and it will cover all the topics that were covered in that particular week. So it will be just 10 questions that assess your understanding of the course content for that particular week. For each week as well, you'll be required to contribute to different forums, and the forums are accessible on the left right here. When you click on forums, you will see pinned discussion forums, and all of them will have, they will be named week 1 or week 2 or week 3. And those are the forums that you'll be required to contribute to during this course. So for example, week 1 has two activities. We have week 1 activity 1A. So when you read through it, you'll be able to respond right here. So when you click on post your response, you can be able to write in your response here and submit it. And your facilitators and instructors will be able to see the responses. As you can see, a lot of people already started contributing to these different forums, which means that they are ongoing with the week 1 content. So we have activity 1A and activity 1B. To participate, it's the same thing. You go through the instructions posted here by your instructor for week 1, and then you can click post a response, and you can write your response right here and submit it. So that is how we are able to post on the different forums. The other thing that the platform provides is the course announcements. This is something that we have done to make sure that all announcements sit in one place. These announcements are usually sent to your email address as well. So you can also check your email for all these announcements. But since you use your email address for other communication as well, you might lose some of the communication that we have sent onto your email addresses there. And so this is a space where you can come in and you can find all the information that we have provided about ACTT. So for example, today we gave an announcement about the WhatsApp group, and we've seen a lot of you have been able to join already. So this is where you can find all the course communication for ACTT. And then we have resources, and resources are any additional materials during the week that support the course content or help you do some of the discussion forum activities. And so once they're new resources, they will be published right here, and you'll be able to interact with them. Some of the activities will have guides that show you step-by-step ways of how to complete the discussion forums. And so those resources will be posted right here. And then we have Hangouts, where you can chat with your fellow participants during the course. As you can see, some people have already started talking on Hangouts. As you can see, there was a complaint that Telegram link is not working. We'll get into that a little bit later to explain why we have moved from Telegram to WhatsApp. So that is generally how to use Mookit and navigate it for the entire course. So other than that, one of the things that you will want to know is how to check your progress on the course. You will want to know how far so far, how well am I doing during the course? Is there anything that I've not completed yet? And how to do that is through my profile. So once you click on my profile right here, you'll be able to see details about yourself. And then you'll be able to also see a summary of the things that you've done already in the course. You can see the videos that you've watched, any that you're still watching. You can also see topics that you've created for your forums, and also comments you have posted. Comments are responses to forums that have already been created. Now, to see your progress, you will need to click on progress itself, or the plus sign on the side, so that you can expand that area and section. As you can see here, you can see the different lectures under different weeks. You can even minimize the drop downs. So for week 0, you can see I have downloaded, or rather read through certificate tracking, but I've not read through the WhatsApp group document, and I've not watched the how to use Mookit platform. So when I do watch this video, it will be green. just like the ACTT4 certificate tracking. When I go to week 1, it also shows what I've been able to click through. As you saw, we clicked through Welcome to Week 1 and read through it. And so it shows here that I've already read through that particular article on the course. So when I watch and read through the lectures, it will give me my progress right here. If I watch the video halfway, it will tell me that I'm 50% done with that particular lecture. So we encourage you to use this space to be able to check how far so far with the course itself. When you do the module assessment, you'll also be able to see your score right here under marks. So once you attempt, it will also turn to green, and then it will show that you have completed the module assessment, and you'll be able to see the percentage of what you scored in that particular module. Since the other thing that you have to do during the course is participate in forums, the other thing you need to track right here is your forum details. So when you click on forum details, it will show that I have created a topic, which means I have started a discussion topic. So the discussion topic I created was introduce yourself. And this is a forum that I created for you as the participants to be able to introduce yourself, to share where you're from, and to share what you're excited to learn about the course. And if you have not already contributed to this, you can again click on forums and click on introduce yourself forum, and you'll be able to post a response there sharing where you're joining us from and what you're excited to learn through the course. So that is how you check your progress throughout the course. This is a space we encourage you to check regularly, especially at the end of each week, to see whether there are any course materials you've not yet gone through in that particular week. So at the end of week 1, I recommend that you come back to week 1 and click through the different, look at the different requirements and make sure that you have completed all these lectures and attempted the module assessment as well. When you check the forums, it should show that you have contributed to the week 1 activity, week 1 activity 1A and week 1 activity 1B as well. We really recommend contributing to the discussion forums because it allows you to practice some of the knowledge that you have gained throughout the course and apply it to different scenarios and be able to apply the cybersecurity recommendations and security measures that you have learned through the course. And throughout the course of this webinar, if you do have questions, please post them on the Q&A section and we will get to them towards the end of this webinar. So please share your questions and we'll be able to answer them. So far, we have covered the ACTT course overview. We have covered how to navigate MOOCs. We have covered how to access and download course resources. We've also covered how to enable closed captions and how to adjust the speed of the videos. And then we've looked at how to post to pinned forums and checking your progress in the course. So now we are going to look at certification requirements. And certification requirements are mainly, we've shared with them with you so that you may find out what you need to have done during the course so that you can be able to receive a certificate at the end of this. So these certification requirements are available on the course home. When you click on week 0 right here, you will see ACTT4 certificate tracking. And when you click onto that, you can click on the PDF icon. As we've mentioned, this is how you access and download different course materials on the course. So you click on PDF and you'll be able to see you'll be able to see the certification guidelines for this particular course. So we'll have 2 certificates covered, offered at the end of the course, and that is a certificate of completion or a certificate of participation. Remember, you're not getting both of them, you're getting either one of them depending on how you've performed in the course itself. So to earn a certificate of completion, you need to have scored an average of 60% and above in all the module assessments in the course. So we'll have 4 module assessments. Each week we'll have a module assessment at the end. As I mentioned, it is 10 questions that cover all the knowledge that you've gained throughout the entire week. And so when you average 60% and above in all the module assessments, you'll have earned a certificate of completion. To earn a certificate of participation, you should average at least 50% and above. So between 50 and 59% in all the module assessments, you'll be able to get a certificate of participation. If you score below 50%, you will not be issued with a certificate. So you need to score 50% and above in all the module assessments for you to be able to earn either of these certificates. I'm sure most of you are aiming for a certificate of completion, and we really do hope that you get to attain that. So the certificates will be issued at the end of the course. Usually it will be the following week after the course has been completed. So this is to give time for everyone to complete the course, and also for our team to be able to issue the certificates. So please be patient with us. Once you finish the course, you'll be able to get your certificates most likely just a week after the course has ended. So we are looking forward to your participation during the course, and we hope that most of you are able to get these certificates that we will be awarding at the end of the course. All right, now we can move on to the ACTT WhatsApp group. So the reason we've created a WhatsApp group is for us to be able to communicate faster. It's to also enable peer-to-peer learning and group interactions. This is because, as you've seen on Hangouts, it's very difficult to have a conversation with people because you're not able to tag them or directly ask a question there and be answered immediately. And so we've created this space for you to be able to interact with your course instructors and to also interact with other course participants. And so we're encouraging you to be able to join this particular group if you have not yet already. I'll share the group link right now on the chat. Give me a moment. So that is the link to the WhatsApp group. So if you have not yet joined the group, we encourage you to do that right now or after we finish the webinar itself. So this is a group that we'll just be using to answer some of the questions that you have. You can have group discussions there. You can have a recap of the different things that you're learning, how you're applying it, your own experiences as teachers in your own environment. It's a really lovely space where you're able to interact and to share your own experiences in regards to cybersecurity and the education sector, and also the course content that you are interacting with during the week. You're also able to ask questions during that you've encountered during your course, during the course itself, and your fellow participants or the course instructors will be able to answer you. So we also have some etiquette requirements, or rather guidelines, on how we would want you to conduct yourself in the group itself, so that we have a constructive time in the group. And because we will be many of us joining the group, we have prepared these guidelines, and they are available under week 0. So when you click on week 0, you'll see ACTT4 WhatsApp group. And when you click on the PDF, you'll be able to see the different guidelines we have for you. And this is one, to respect the purpose and the objective of the group, which is to discuss cybersecurity for teachers and to ask questions, to interact respectfully with one another. And we also ask you to only share content, information, or news that has been verified already. So please do not share any fake news, misinformation, any political views, any religious views. Let's keep the group objective and, centered on cybersecurity for teachers. And if you feel uncomfortable for any reason to raise a concern within the group, you can also reach out to the course facilitators personally or through our email. Our email is actt@callfinder.org. I will also share it right now in the chat so that everyone knows. Yes, there you go. So if you're not comfortable raising issues on the WhatsApp chat, please, you can either reach out to the course facilitators personally, or you can send us an email on actt@callfinder.org. Then please also converse in English, because we are a diverse group, and so that is the main language that this course is presented in, and that is the language that is understood by most people. And yes, it is not compulsory to join the WhatsApp group. You can totally refrain from joining the WhatsApp group, and you can communicate with us via email. The course is largely self-paced. There's no course content that will be shared on the WhatsApp group at all. So this is not a requirement. It's not a requirement for your certificate. It's not a requirement for your completion of this course. So should you not want to join the WhatsApp group, that is totally okay as well. So if you need to refrain from joining the WhatsApp group, that is totally okay as well. And please avoid sharing any content on politics or religion, because we do not hold the same beliefs. We come from very diverse regions and diverse opinions as well. And so let's concentrate on what binds us together here. And the main objective is mainly cybersecurity. So let's just be respectful and, be open towards learning, open towards sharing with our fellow participants as well. So that is the group etiquette for the WhatsApp chat. The group link is also shared in that document under week 0. So if you've not seen the link yet to join WhatsApp, you can find it right here or on your emails. Because we also sent an announcement, or through the announcements section right here under ACTT WhatsApp group. So that is something you'll be able to find there. So now let's move on to the webinars section. So as you can see, we are hosting a webinar today, and we will have another on Thursday. And after week 1, we'll have one webinar each for each week. So it's only the first week that has 2 webinars. That is the orientation webinar and week 1 webinar. But all the other subsequent weeks will only have one webinar. Our webinars will be on Thursdays at 4 p.m. GMT, and all the webinar details will be communicated with you via email or via announcements as well. So if you are interested in joining our webinars, you'll be able to find you'll be able to find all the registration links on the announcement space or through your emails as well. So for example, we invited you for the ACTT webinar, and we sent you an announcement to invite you to it. And as you can see here, for each webinar, we will tell you the agenda and what time it will be held and everything that will be covered during the webinar, so that you can also determine whether there's something you want to be a part of. So when you receive the webinar registration, you will click on the registration link right here. So for example, let's say we click on this webinar link. It will give you the Zoom registration page, and from right here you'll be able to convert the time from GMT to your local time. Automatically, Zoom will pick the time zone that your current device is using. So for example, for my current device right now, it shows that I'm in Nairobi. And so Zoom automatically picks that as my time zone. And so as you can see, it converts my time to 7 p.m. in Nairobi. So as I had mentioned, the webinar will always be at 4 p.m. GMT, but Zoom will automatically convert this to your local time. So that time is when you'll be required, or rather you'll be expected to join the webinar. So you can click right on the location here, Nairobi, to be able to convert to different time zones. So say you are in let's say you're in Canada. If you type Canada, let's say you're in the Pacific, and you say okay, it will convert that to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Say you are in South Africa. Let's say you are in Cape Town. Let's see, Johannesburg. Say you are in Johannesburg, you can click on Johannesburg, and when you say okay, it will tell you that the webinar will be at 6 p.m. Local time. So this is how you're able to convert the time that we communicate the webinar, which is in GMT, to your local time, so that you do not miss the webinar at all. If you're still not able to do this, again, you can send us an email and we'll be able to help you convert the time, or you can even use your favorite browser and just search what is 4 p.m. GMT in, let's say, in Uganda or in Ghana. You can search this and it will be able to give you a time breakdown of what time the webinar will be held in your local time. So that is how you convert GMT to local time. So once you have registered, you will put in your name, and then you will add your email address, and then you will register. Then Zoom will send you an email on the email address that you have entered here. It will send you an email with all these details, and from that email you should be able to add that particular webinar to your. You can add that particular webinar to your calendar. If you're using, Google Calendar, you'll be able to add that to your calendar, and you'll be reminded of the webinar either 30 minutes or even 1 hour before the webinar begins. You can also add it to Outlook, which is Microsoft, to the calendar itself, and I think Yahoo as well. So these are things you can be able to do to make sure that you do not forget about the webinars. Another benefit of being part of the webinar, of the WhatsApp group, sorry, is that we usually send out reminders for these webinars almost 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or even 10 minutes before the webinar begins. And so you can be able to remember and also be able to join us every single time. So that's another reason why you might want to join. You might want to join the WhatsApp group. So now that we know how to convert GMT to local time and how to join our webinars, now let's look at how to navigate Zoom. While on Zoom, you'll be able to see that we have a chat area, we have a Q&A section. Those are the main ways in which you can contribute towards the webinar itself. This is because since we are many, we cannot allow every participant to be able to talk. And so these are things that have been disabled on your side to make sure that we have a smooth and organized webinar. So you can use the Q&A section to be able to ask questions. I've seen a few questions there. And you can also use the chat to interact with your fellow participants as well. Then all webinars will be recorded and the recording will be shared with you. And how we will do it is through Mookit. This is because we want to make sure that all the webinars and all course materials are accessible from one place. And so we have, since we will have all weekly content under course home, we will add the webinar recordings to the respective weeks. For example, once the recording for this webinar is out, we will come right here and add a lecture for ACTT4 orientation webinar. So once you click on week 0, you'll be able to see the webinar recording right here. Once you click onto it, you'll be able to see the video. If there were any presentation slides that were used during the webinar, we'll add them as accompanying materials and you'll be able to download them. Sometimes we are not usually able to answer all the questions in the Q&A, and so we will answer those questions offline and share a document with all the questions and answers together with the webinar recording. So for all the webinars, if you do miss any, you can be able to refer to the recordings that will be posted for each week. So the orientation webinar will be under week 0. When we do the week 1 webinar, we will create a week 1 webinar recording right here, and right at the end, and you'll be able to access it and download any accompanying materials. So that is how we'll be sharing webinar recordings with you. Once the webinar recordings are out, we'll share all these details through an announcement so that you can be able to check under the respective weeks to access the course webinars. Lastly, I would like to talk about the pre-course survey. And the pre-course survey is ideally a survey that we give to the participants before the course begins, so that you can reflect on what you want to learn through the course, and it can also give us feedback that we can use to improve the course and to make sure that your expectations are met during the course, during the entire course duration. So we shared with you this pre-course survey as an announcement, as you can see right here, pre-course survey. So this is a link to this particular survey. So if you've not been able to complete the survey, we ask you to please, after this webinar, that you will take some time to fill in the survey. I am sharing the link on the chat just in case, but in case you miss any of these links, please you can check the announcement space. So that is how you'll be able to That is how you'll be able to access the course survey. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete. So just take your time and you'll be able to provide us with feedback, and you'll also be able to reflect on what you want to learn during the course itself. So that is our orientation today. And I've seen that we have a few questions in the chat and in the Q&A as well. So one of the questions is about the Telegram group. So we had shared that we had a Telegram group in the beginning, but we experienced some challenges with Telegram, and so we decided to move the group from Telegram to WhatsApp. And so that is why we are now currently sharing the WhatsApp link. The link has been shared in the chat, but it's also available under week 0 right here, where you can see ACTT4 WhatsApp group. When you click onto that document, you'll be able to see the WhatsApp group. But I'm also sharing it again on the chat, just for you to be able to join the group. So there's the link. There's the link for WhatsApp. The other thing is, there are people who do not use WhatsApp, and so they won't be able to be a part of the group. As I mentioned earlier, it is not a requirement to be a part of the WhatsApp group. All course content is available on Mookit. This course is self-paced. We will not have classes that discuss the course content. This is a course you can learn at your own convenience, at your own time. You can decide that I take 1 hour every day to learn, to go through the course materials on Mookit, or you can use your weekends to do the course content and contribute on the forums. You can make that decision without being a part of the WhatsApp group. So that is not a requirement for the course. So if you do not use WhatsApp, that is okay. You can communicate with the course instructors if you have questions on the course email that we shared. So that is WhatsApp. Being a part of WhatsApp is not a requirement. The other question is about what about certificates? I've mentioned that the certificate requirements are available under week 0. When you go to week 0, you'll see ACTT4 certificate tracking. Please click on the link, click on the lecture right there and click on the PDF, and you'll be able to see the certification criteria right there. This is also something that will be shared as an announcement to your emails as well. The other question is there an assessment test that we are doing at a specific time together? No. Again, as I mentioned, this course is very self-paced. You can take the course, the module assessments once you finish the lectures for that week, and you can do it by yourself. You can do many attempts. You can repeat the assessment so that you score higher. As you've seen, our certificate depends on how well you score in your module assessments. So you can take the time to repeat and to improve your score as well. All right, let's look at the other question. To open the course, this is the course link. I have seen a few questions about how to open the course. So I will add it to the chat. So that is the course link. Once you click onto it, the first thing you will need to do is be able to log in. So let me log out so that you see how it looks. So this is the platform itself once you click on MOOC for Dev. So the first thing you need to do is sign in with the credentials that you created for this particular platform. So you click on sign in, you input your password and your username, and then you click sign in. Once you click sign in, you can click on courses and you will see advanced cybersecurity training for teachers, and then you click on access course, and you will be able to access the course content. So that is how you generally access the course. So that is the process. So please click on the link and you'll be able to access the course materials. So I believe I've answered all the questions that that regard how to access the course materials. Then the other question is, can I attend class any time of the day? Yes, as we have mentioned, there's no particular class that teaches this course. We will have supplementary webinars where we bring a guest speaker to complement the course content for that week, but not specifically to discuss or to teach you the things that were discussed in the course. So we recommend that by the time we get to the webinar, which is on Thursdays, we recommend that you have gone through the course content and you've understood most of it. And then during the webinar, you'll be able to kind of supplement and complement the content that you've already learned during the week. Someone asks, will we get access to week 1 after attending the Thursday webinar, or do we have to complete this before Thursday? So week 1 is already available on Mookit. So once you click on access course right here, as you can see, we have week 0 and week 1. And at the end of this week, we'll also provide week 2 content as well for you to start learning for week 2. So content will be published each week for the next 4 weeks. So the webinar time will change as time goes by, or will it always be at the same time? So the webinar will always be at the same time. That is at 4 p.m. GMT, as we have seen on, you can convert this particular time to your local time depending on where you're at. So all the webinar announcements will share with you a link that you can register for the webinar, and you'll be able to see the time that is stated. So it will be Thursdays at 4 p.m. GMT, but you can convert that to your local time. All webinars will be recorded and shared with you after the webinar itself, and you'll be able to access these recordings if you're not able to join. You're not able to join us. So, for example, let's say you're in Canada, or you are in, let's say, New Zealand, and the time there is quite late for the webinar. Let's say it's 3 a.m. or it's very early in the morning for you, and you're not able to attend the webinar. You can just wait for the recording and we will share it with you, and you can go through it as well. And then there's a question on how many weeks does this course cover? This is 4 weeks. Each week will cover a different module of the course. As we mentioned, you can see a description of all these. You can see a description of all these, all the weeks, right, on the course page. And this is, you can watch a video introducing the entire course, and you can also read through what each week will cover. So this page offers you a description of the entire course. There's also a question on, please address the issue that some of us cannot access the profile tab. Post on the forums and access the assessment for week 1. So this is a challenge that we have received today, and we have shared it with our technical team, and we will advise once it is resolved. Good thing is that the course content and the course assessments and assignments will be available throughout the entire time of this course, throughout the entire 4 weeks of the course. And so you should be able to do all these assessments once they are resolved. So we do apologize for that challenge that you're facing, but we will advise once it has been resolved. There's another question on what time will the webinars be finished? and each webinar will take 1 hour. In fact, we're just about to finish in the next 4 minutes. So each webinar will be 1 hour long. There's another question about by attempting the assessment multiple times, won't this jeopardize our scores? And so, as I once realized with other courses elsewhere. So in this course, we are using the highest score to grade you. And so if your first attempt is 50% and your next attempt is 40%, the system will automatically pick the higher grade. So if you try a few times and you eventually get to, let's say, 80%, the system will eventually take the 80% as the grade to record for your for that particular module assessment. Hence why we are encouraging you to attempt the module assessment multiple times so that you can improve your score. There's someone who asks what's under manage course. So the reason why I have all these options, I have access course, manage team, and import students. This is because I'm an instructor on the course, and so I'm able to do more than just access the course. So under manage course, that is where we have I'm able to send you announcements. We're able to publish course content for you. We are able to edit course content for you, post the questions, post the post the module assessments and the different forum activities. So manage course allows me to do that, as well as the other instructors in the course. Since you are a student in the course, you will not have all these other options. You'll only have the option to access the course. And lastly, which certificate are we going to get at the end of the course? We mentioned that we will have two. Either you'll be able to access to earn either a certificate of completion or a certificate of participation during this course, and that will depend on how well you perform in your module assessments. To see the certification criteria, please check under week 0. You'll be able to see the certificate criteria that we will use to award these different certificates. So thank you for joining us today. I've seen one last question that I think we can tackle very quickly before time is up. Someone says, so joining the webinar is not a requirement for certification. No, it isn't. This is because not everyone is able to join these webinars. Again, we do acknowledge that joining webinars requires a steady internet connection. It requires you to be available during that time. And sometimes these webinars will fall during your working hours. It may fall during times when maybe you're not feeling well or you've even traveled. So there are a lot of challenges that can come in the way of you being able to attend the webinars. And so that is why we record them, so that if you're not able to join, you can also still benefit from what was discussed during the webinar. So it is not a requirement for certification. It is just something that complements what you have already learned during the week. So we will share this webinar recording after this, preferably before the end of the week, because we do need to edit it a little bit before we're able to send it to you. So be patient with us, but you'll be able to receive the webinar recording. So thank you very much for joining us, for all the questions that you have asked, and we really wish you well during this course. We hope that you get to learn a lot about cybersecurity and how you can protect yourself, your students, and your learning institutions as well through this course. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.